you talk about your feelings, when you express how you feel, it's actually healing you inside. Hey everybody, thank you to watching my YouTube channel. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I wish you all the success and all the prosperity. So the reason why I'm making this video today is because it's Father's Day. So I figured this is probably the best time to make this video since I'm going to be talking about my dad. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to share on how to deal with loss and how to deal with grief. So, a little bit of background. I lost my dad 6 years ago. 6 years ago, my dad passed away. He passed away suddenly. He wasn't sick. There was no warning. There was nothing. He just one day had a cardiac arrest, and that was it. When he passed away, it took me a while to process that my dad is actually gone, and it was hard for the emotions to just to kick in. I was in denial for so long. I still couldn't process the fact that my dad is gone and that I will no longer be able to see him and to ever talk to him again. And everybody kept telling me that time will heal everything, that you're going to get over it, don't worry, you're going to one day wake up and just snap out of it, and everything will be okay. But these are not the kind of things that someone who has lost someone wants to hear. I wish that people could be more like educated, and that people can understand that losing someone is not something that you can just snap out of, or something that you can just overcome. Grief and loss is something that is going to stick with you for a very long time. And I know a lot of people that are watching this video right now, they're probably like going to be against me, or probably going to say, how can you say that? Well, let me give you an example. My dad, he lost his oldest son, my oldest brother, when he was only 6 months old. And my dad tried so hard to overcome the loss of losing his son. He had this guilt that he couldn't be there for my brother, and that somehow or some way he was responsible for my brother passing away. So this guilt it just consumed him. And everybody used to tell him, don't worry, you have to just get over it. Don't worry, it was his time. He had to go. Don't worry, everything has an expiry date. Don't worry about it. Well, yeah, that's true. Death is part of life. Death is something that is guaranteed. If there's anything guaranteed in life, it's death. From dust we were made, to dust we will go. I know that. Everybody knows that. But then when someone dies, why are we told to just turn off our emotions and just, don't worry about it, you're going to be okay? Instead, and I know the reason why we tell people this is because we don't know what else to say. When someone is hurting, sometimes we just don't know what to say. So we think that we're helping the person by telling them, don't worry, you're going to be okay. But in fact, that is not really helping the person. Because if I put it in my experience, when I lost my dad and I was going through depression for the 4 years I was going through depression, I had people, my own family, tell me, why are you depressed? Like, your dad passed away, it's okay. You just move on. You're going to get over it. And this actually made my condition worse, because I felt that every single time I was thinking about my dad, that every single time I was crying, or that I was grieving, or that I was, remembering my dad, that something is wrong with me, that I need to turn my emotions off. So automatically, I thought to myself that I need to stop my emotions. And when you think like this, you're actually hurting yourself. You're actually damaging yourself, because this is when you get into depression, because you're not expressing your true feelings. You're not expressing how you really feel inside. And this is why a lot of people go through depression. This is why a lot of people commit suicide, because they feel that they can't express themselves. They feel that they're caught in this little box and that they can't get out of this box, because every single time they want to express themselves, or every single time they want to be themselves, that they're stopped, because everybody keeps telling them that you can't not express your feelings. And this is wrong. And this is the reason why I'm making this video, to let you know that when I started healing was because I started to think more about my dad, but in a good way. Grief doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Death is not a bad thing. It's part of life. We need to learn how to celebrate someone's life. We need to learn how to grieve in a positive way. And the only way that we can do that is not to stop our emotions. It's not to stop ourselves and think that something is wrong with us every single time we think about the person that we've lost. No, you start thinking about the positive things. Think about the times that this person that you've lost made you smile. Think about their goofy stories that they used to tell you. My dad used to tell jokes all the time. They were so corny that I never got half of them. But he would tell his own jokes and then he would start cracking up. And at that time I didn't understand, but now I think about those jokes and it makes me laugh. It makes me remember my dad, but in a positive way. You do not have to overcome grief. You do not have to overcome a loss of somebody. Instead, you should celebrate that person all the time you think about them. Think about the positive things. Now, when I think about my dad, I don't think about, oh my gosh, I've lost him, I can never see him, and make myself go through depression. You know, I went rock bottom because I couldn't accept the fact that I was never going to see my dad again. But that's the wrong thinking. That's the way people tell us to think. But no, the way we're supposed to think is that we're supposed to remember all the good things about the person that we've lost. Start telling stories about the person that you've lost to other people. This will make you heal. Now, every single time I tell my children, I tell my husband, I'm like, you know, my dad, he used to, you know, dance like this because he used to love to dance and he used to love to sing and tell jokes. And every single time I talk about my dad in a positive way. Yes, I'm still, you know, hurting inside because I miss my dad, and that is totally fine. You don't have to think that something is wrong if you are missing the person that you've lost. There is nothing wrong. It's part of life. But instead of telling people, you know, you're going to get over it, or don't worry about it, you know, it was, you know, death, you know, happens to everyone. Instead of telling the person these kind of things, ask the person, so tell me more about, you know, the person that you've lost. How were they? You know, what stories do you have about this person? Because when the person who is going through grief, going through loss, expresses their feelings, expresses, you know, the stories and all the, you know, the good memories of the person that they've lost, it actually helps the person to heal. It's the same thing like depression. I've made other videos as well about depression, that when you, you know, are vocal, when you talk about your feelings, when you express how you feel, it's actually healing you inside. This is the reason why a lot of people commit suicide. They commit suicide because they feel that they're in this box. They feel that they can't express themselves. They feel that no one understands them. They feel that if they express themselves to other people how they really feel, that people are going to judge them, that people are going to think that, you know, what they're thinking is crazy. This is why a lot of people get to that point. And the reason why I know is because I've been in that position. When I lost my dad and I was fighting depression, I was at that place in my life that I wanted to commit suicide. And the reason why is because I felt like I was in this box and that I couldn't get out of it and I couldn't express the way that I was feeling. But that was wrong of me. Because when I started to open up, I love my husband. He kept pushing and pushing for me to open up. He kept telling me, I know something's wrong. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to me. And I thank him for that because it helped me. And this is why I am here today, to try to help someone else. If you are going through depression, if you're going through grief, if you're going through a loss, it's okay. We're humans. We all have the right to feel the way that we feel. We all have the right to have days, where we're not going to be feeling, 100%, and that is totally fine. But you need to be vocal and you need to tell people how you feel. Stop telling people, get over it, because that's not what we're supposed to tell people. Instead, we should encourage people to open up. Instead, we should, show that we care by asking the person, so tell me your story. What's your story? Because when you ask someone, what's your story? It actually shows them that you care and it actually makes them open up. And when they open up about the loss that they are experiencing, it's actually helping them and healing them. So next time you deal with someone who has lost someone, instead of telling them get over it, just ask them, please tell me your story. Tell me how this person was. And you'll see the reaction on their face. They're going to feel better because this is giving them an opportunity to remember the person that they've lost. I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching. And I do apologize, this video is a little bit long. I just realized the timer right now. I was only supposed to do 5 minutes, but it's all good. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you feel that this video helped you. Thank you, and God bless you.